It's been a while since I made a video in this backyard. Finally feeling better. So thanks to whoever tried to send that to me. I mean, like they said, no weapons formed will prosper. Doesn't mean that you won't get hit. And just because, you might have connection to Most High Mother and Father does not make you exempt to anything like bulletproof or, to certain stuff. So that's why it's important to keep your energy up, keep yourself protected, keep your vibrations high. Because I let myself slip. I did. I got comfortable and I lowered my protection. And that was on me. But, what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. And that's facts. So I've been wanting to make this video for a while. It's like about this topic I'm about to talk about. And so what the confirmation for me was like, go ahead and make it. Because what else could say? Because I've been putting this off. Just trying to, protect other people's feelings, So the other night, I watched this movie. I was on Facebook. You know how you be scrolling and then you come across like these little short films? So I came across like one of these Asian films. And it was called The Beggar's King's Wife. Great movie, really great movie. They do have the American dubbed versions too. If you want to watch that, but I like watching it watching it in its original form, and then reading the subtitles. But anyways, this movie was pretty much about a girl. They were twin sisters, and they lived in like some type of I forget what their rank was, but they were high-ranking people. Their family had money, so the two girls was getting ready to get married off. So they had to throw like this ball thingy out into the crowd, and whoever caught it would be the husband. So the first sister did, and she picked this really rich guy. He was a Montague, and she was like, oh, so happy. She was like, oh, he's got all this money, da 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 da. So then the other sister threw her ball, and it landed on this poor guy, which they thought he was poor, but it landed on this guy, and he was like, oh my gosh, you picked a beggar for her husband, oh, you're gonna disgrace the family. And they just started clowning her right there, and she just like, and it was like, oh, you can't marry him, and this, that, and the other. So she was like, I'll marry him. So the two sisters went off with their husbands. The one sister that married for money didn't have love, so she started envying the other sister because she didn't marry for money and found true love. So the other sister was like, well, if I can't have love, then you won't either. So she decided to her sister whether she was going to do that. But they found out pretty much that her husband was the king, the emperor, whatever you want to call it, and all this other stuff. So then that was just a one story, but this whole movie was about, it was the same storyline pretty much. But the sisters, they somehow, I forget what happened, but she went back to a past life. And when she went back to a past life, it was the same scenario. Her and her sisters finna get married. One married for money, always. And the one sister that always married for money, she kept her sister because she was like, she kept trying to go back to the past, right? And pick a different reality. But her heart, she didn't realize her heart wasn't in the right place. That's why she couldn't get what she wanted, because she only cared about the money. And so anyways, that movie came on, and I watched that, and I just looked up at the skilling, and I started laughing. I said, okay, Most High Mother and Father, I'll tell this side of the story, because obviously y'all just keep pushing me to do this. So I found I found out my best friend is my karmic enemy. And then even though she tells me she loves me, and we've been friends since we were kids, same thing, past life. And I made a video about this, like, I don't remember how long ago. I made videos and I made a post about it. But she set me up to get in 1775. Right? And so in 1775, I don't know what area we was in, but I remember the background. I can describe everything. The buildings, there was like a big old bell, like one of those copper bells. I don't know, like it was a bell, and it rung or whatever, and somebody had to go hit it so it can ring. And so they did this every day. So and then also I'm not sure if it was like a palace or just some type of kingdom, but everybody lived inside of like this little place, and they had like the paved floors, like the brick streets, and it was really nice. It was like something from like an older movie that you'll see. So in this instance, like this vision, because a spirit approached me to come help me with something. She said like my next level in my journey, because everybody was just so happy. Like I was the first person in my family to reach this mark, like spiritually. And so they're happy, like, oh, you found us, and da 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 da. So everybody, like, all these spirits are coming to me, telling me stuff. So Ella came to a point, I had to tell them, like, please, guys, let me sleep. And they're like, you don't need sleep. So I'll be up all night and then have energy, like, the whole day. And I'm like, guys, I want to go to sleep. So we had to set some boundaries with me and my spirit guys. Like I was excited to talk to them too, but it was non-stop because time does not exist on the other side. So so this one particular day, I'm sitting on my bed, the spirit approaches me and she was like smiling, like how like somebody finna come give you something, and that's how she was. And then she just looked at me and she was like, you still talking to this bitch? And at the time I was talking to my best friend. I said, it's my best friend. She's like, she got our whole family killed. And she's like, as long as you're still talking to her, I'm not helping you. And she was just like, I came to give you a gift. And she was like, but not with her. Like, not, because she was like, whatever the gift was some reward. And she said that she's not getting a part of it. She's not entitled to it. She's like, nothing. She's like, this is for you. So as long as you have her in your life, I'm not coming back, pretty much, to help me with it and give me whatever she's going to give me. So then I'm just like, okay. And then, like, when the spirit left, I'm just sitting here with questions. And I'm like, why would she say that? And then, this, that, and the other, she's the one that showed me that vision about me being in 1775. So my friend, we was running up a mountain. It was like a grassy hill. I'm not sure. It looked like a scene from The Sound of Music when they was running from the claw. But we was running up a hill. And so every day I would do this. I'll go down, sneak into the gates, convince some people like, you ain't have to do this to go to heaven. Because the church was manipulating the poor people, telling them like, oh, you got to give. It don't matter what you got. Just give it to the church. Give it to the church. And these people had nothing already, and they're still taking like the little of nothing that they have. And some people was like, themselves, and like, because they wanted, they didn't have, it was crazy. It was a crazy time to be alive in 1775 in that vision, I'll just say. And so anyways, I had like all these wanted posters out for me, because they knew who I was, but they knew who like my accomplices and stuff was. So my friend and this, my best friend, she's in this vision too. So this one particular day, we're running up a hill, and the people came. I got some people with me that I convinced to leave the church. And then at that time, like if you left, like it was like a mandatory law that everybody had to go to church. If you didn't, you was an enemy of the state, and they hunted you down, and then you. So we was on the run. That's how I live, like my life on the run type thing. But I was like, I'm not leaving those people in there. They have to know it's a better way, like this, that, and the other. So this particular day, me and her were running up a hill. We got our people that we convinced, like, I'm finna get you to safety. So she kept falling on purpose, and I'm getting mad. Like, girl, get up. They coming. So then I kept running back down the hill. I already sent the people off, told them where to go. But I'm trying to get this girl. And she's still falling. And so the people came, they caught up to us because of her. And then they didn't know. And when they caught up to us, I made like some distance to make it seem like she was chasing me. And I didn't know her, because I was like, forget it. Like, if we're going to get caught, at least one of us can get away. And she can go back and tell my family that I've been caught, so that they know to leave. Because we were staying in a cave. We were staying in a cave and hiding out in the cave or whatever. And it was right by an ocean or beach. I remember it did have sand. It was a big body of water. And it was like a cave tucked over here, and then a grassy hill. You could just look down and see the ocean. So anyways, they caught up to me. I'm trying to act like I don't know my best friend. Like, she finna get away and got my family. So I knew I was finna get, but I was okay with them. Like, as long as my family's okay and they can get away, I will be okay with that. So then she starts, like, chiming in with them. Like, yeah, kill her. Ah. So I was looking like, but I ain't say nothing. So I'm like, maybe she just trying to, like, divert attention away from her. So then they started beating me up, like, with shovels. They took the same shovel, dug a hole for me, put me in there, kept beating me. They was, like, trying to get information out of me to tell them where the rest of the people was and my family. But I wouldn't tell them. I'm like, I ain't telling you nothing. You just gonna have to take me out. Like, I ain't telling you nothing. Like, you already beat my butt. And that's what I don't understand about movies either. They're already getting beaten and you still gonna tell them information. They're gonna beat you some more. Or finish you off. So I'm like, you already did the worst to me. Finish me. I ain't telling you nothing. And then so my best friend was like, oh, her family's in the cave over there. And I'm looking like, bitch. And I tried to get up and, like, I couldn't barely move because I'm, like, so sore and stuff. But I'm, like, fighting like heck, like hella high water. I'm gonna jump out this hole. Beat her. I'm gonna take you down too. Like, why would you do that? And so she was like, yeah. And she's telling them, like, names and all this other stuff and how many people's in the cave. I'm trying to get out of the hole, and they just go, whoo, hit me with that shovel, and I just fall back like that, and they buried me alive. And 1775. And she showed me that, and she was like, and I'm just thinking, like, she couldn't be capable of that. Then I started having another series of dreams, and I ain't gonna go through all of them, but the one dream that stuck out to me was when, like, it was like I was at a successful business party. I was dressed up nice, looked really pretty, had a glass of champagne, like champagne, in my hand, and we're just having a good time, and then something happens. I'm not sure exactly what, but all the windows get busted out at the same time, like, and it's loud. All the windows busted out, and then all the floors, like, people standing there dancing, just gathering, and the floors just go, whew. Everybody that was at that party was just gone. It's like, you see them, now you don't. And I'm just like, what the? And I'm looking around like, I am afraid. And so only people that's left in the room is just me and my friend. Now the floor is gone, and it's just nothing, but there's only like a few pieces of tile left that was down. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pull you up, but I'm like, I don't know what we gonna do, but at least you ain't hanging there, but we'll figure something out. So then as I'm trying to pull her up, she's pulling me down. So I'm like, I know that you're scared, stop pulling me, I'm gonna pull you up. So she just kept pulling me. So then when she used two hands the last time, like, I tried pulling her up, she had both of her hands on my arm, and she's yanking me, trying to pull me over. So I'm like, bitch. And I took my foot, like, this is for Sparta. I'm like, ugh. And I kicked her. And I just kept kicking her in her face until she let me go. Because after she was pulling me with her arm, I turned myself around and started kicking her like, bitch, let me go. So when she started falling, she fell back into, like, I don't even know what to call it, because it was so confusing to me, because it looked just like the night sky. So I'm like, it looked like a void, a dark sky, but it had stars down there too, and just like a big hole. And that's where she was going. And that's where she was, like, falling. She's just smiling just like this, and smiling at me. And it was the same smile that I seen from that vision in 1775. And I said, that's that same shitty, evil grin that the lady showed me from the vision. So I'm like, maybe they are right about her. So I confront this friend with this information. So I told her, like, everything, I pretty much just told y'all. Even about the part, there was a time too where I astral projected out of my body, and I walked through the walls in my